Iceland, the people understand specifically what the problem is, and they are pushing back directly against the bankers themselves. In the U.S., the message is very muted because the mainstream media is able to get all of the activists to line themselves up into a circular firing line, and they all shoot each other.
Exactly. We're busy Republicans bashing Democrats, Democrats bashing Republicans, Republicans and Democrats bashing Alex Jones. We'll be right back.
Shooting at each other.
We'll be right back with Max Keiser. Stay there, Max. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Max Keiser of MaxKeiser.com is our guest for the rest of the hour. We're going to open the phones up for people specifically with questions for Max Keiser at the bottom of the hour. It's very simple. Less than 20 big central banks openly are setting up world governments saying we're going to pay our carbon taxes to them. They go into nations, set up these derivative systems to get people deeply in fraudulent debt. They want the resources of the nation. They pay off the politicians to buy into the Ponzi schemes. But instead of going to prison like Bernie Madoff or Ken Lay, when they implode the economy, they get even more power, and they use paramilitary, military-industrial complex systems and television brainwashing to play the public off against each other and to suppress and demonize anybody else that wakes up. But, Max, the reason I talk about myself here is that I have Time Magazine, New York Times, Newsweek, Southern Poverty Law Center. They called me today. They're doing a cover story on their intelligence report, demonizing me. They're misrepresenting who I am, what I stand for, what I'm doing. They're demonizing anybody that criticizes the banks as racist, which has nothing to do with it. They're making it about Obama, which is what they do. You know, the right wing makes it about Obama. The left wing makes it about the Republicans, to where, as you said, we're a circular firing line all shooting at each other. They've got the people shooting at each other. But then meanwhile, it's pretty creepy to now have the London Guardian and just New York Daily News, the Austin American Statesman, no exaggeration, 3 or 4 big publications a day saying I'm dangerous, I'm bad, Alex Jones has caused a huge psychosis globally. I mean, it's creeping my wife and I out. I mean, I can handle the heat in the kitchen, but I don't think of myself as that big. You had recognized previously, and I didn't get you on to talk about me, but I want your advice that I was super effective and that I was being mimicked, and you're more of a media expert than I. You've done it longer than I have. What do you say to what I'm saying here? Why do you think this is happening? Max Keiser's line dropped. I don't want to do Skype anymore, guys. Maybe a little bit better audio quality, but it just doesn't work to like foreign countries and places. So, and then we don't notice when the line drops. It's always good to ask a long question because, I mean, I'm here watching this happen. I'm watching this go on. I am seeing it, and I'm seeing myself being held up as the devil because I am identifying the banks as the enemy. I'm telling people, don't fight with Obama. Don't fight with the Republicans. The leadership is controlled by the same people. We have got to address the real issues, and we've got to do it now. And that's what Max Keiser's doing. Max Keiser, for several years on this show and his own television programs, has been identifying the real enemy. Max, why do you think, I don't know how much of my question you heard before your line dropped. I'm asking your advice. Why do you think the mainstream media is now identifying Alex Jones as this big #1 enemy?
It's because you're so handsome.
No, seriously, because you've been telling me on and off air for the last year or so that I was really having an effect, and I kind of put it off as you analyzing it. But I'm asking you now, why do you think this is happening?
Well, I mean, clearly as I've been saying, basically there's this credit crunch, there's a credit collapse. And no matter how much money they throw at it, they can't reinflate the bubble. They're trying to get the bubble going again. They can't do it. So, the people are they're looking for scapegoats. The classic propaganda model, going back, to World War II, is first you develop demagogues or and then you also develop scapegoats. So in Nazi Germany, for example, Hitler was the godlike figure. And the minorities that they choose were the scapegoats. Now, here we have Lloyd Blankfein over at Goldman Sachs saying he's doing God's work. He's clearly setting himself up as a demagogue. He's in touch with God. He's doing God's work. And for the propaganda model to work, he's got to have scapegoats.
And they give Al Gore awards. They give Obama awards for starting more wars, peace prizes. So that's the joke. They're God. We're bad.
You need a scapegoat for the propaganda model to work, because people need to love. They need to fall in love with their captor, and they need to hate somebody. So that's the way the propaganda model works. So in America right now, if you're the scapegoat, they need somebody to be the scapegoat. So but this is not unpredictable. I mean, this is the model that we're talking about, because since the credit collapse has eliminated the easy money. What we have now is this wholesale transference of wealth, what's left, into the pockets of the top 1%, and they have to do it in a way that everybody kind of thinks is acceptable, and they do this by scapegoating one portion of the population, by setting themselves up as God, and that they need to continue to transfer wealth to themselves because they need, and that's the model that we've seen before in history, and it's the model being used in the U.S. today.
Well, Max, I mean, you have always identified that the big power structure, Wall Street and others, are in control of both parties. And you've been identifying the banks, and you talk about the revolt against the banking global dictatorship gaining steam, but they've been more successful in the U.S. playing different political groups off against each other, divide and conquer. Specifically, though, what do you see unfolding in Iceland and in Greece? I mean, for those that don't know, over the weekend, Iceland voters reject repayment plan because it's a fraud.
Yeah, well, as these currencies, remember the Icelandic krona